Chapter 4 of the College Freshman's Don't Book. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Greg Giordano. The College Freshman's Don't Book by George Fullerton Evans. Chapter 4 As to Dining. Don't begin by resorting habitually to the quick lunch. Nobody ever made friends at a quick lunch, except with the waitresses. Select a good place where there are lots of fellows whom you will see continually. You ought to pick out some good friends from among them. Don't attempt, in a large dining hall, to get a place at a society, club, or athletic table for which you have not yet qualified. You are liable to queer yourself from the start. Don't try continually to air the sum of knowledge which you are just assimilating. There are few things more pathetic than the first-year chemist who keeps asking you at table to pass the NaCl, or the fledgling psychologist who would try to prove that bread and butter is matter for the mind and not for the stomach. Don't keep telling how they do things in that part of the country which you come from. The assumption is that since you came to college, you are willing to learn something of how they do things here. Don't monopolize the conversation at the table, especially if there are older men around. You'll get yourself snubbed if you talk too much about yourself. Fellows don't care much whether your grandfather kept a brake and 10 horses, or drove a shay over the plank road. Be a good listener. Then, too, older men like to be listened to. The chances are you will learn a sight more by hearing them than they will by hearing you. Don't continually find fault with the things you have to eat. Act as if you were used to eating away from home. Half the time the jokes you make at the expense of the food come merely from an uncontrollable desire to air your wit. Knocking the grub doesn't require half so much brains or individuality as shutting up about it. End of Chapter 4. As to Dining. Recording by Greg Giordano, Newport Richey, Florida.